You ever feel like your body is just fighting you? You know, that stiffness when you first roll out of bed, or the aches you feel after a long day sitting at your desk. Yeah, we've all been there. And the advice to just stretch more? Well, it turns out that's not really the whole story. So today, we're going to clear up the confusion between two really key ideas that will completely change the way you think about movement.
It's such a universal feeling, right? The alarm goes off, your brain is kind of ready to go, but your body feels like it's made of cement. And you get that deep, instinctual urge to just stretch everything out, yawn, and wake it all up. Well, as it turns out, there's a fascinating reason for that, and it points us directly to the real solution.
So what's the deal with that big, satisfying morning stretch? Is it just a habit? Nope, it's way more than that. It's actually your body hitting a biological reset button, an instinct that gets you ready to move. And get this, it actually has a scientific name, pandiculation. It's the body's natural, hardwired way of shifting from rest to readiness. It's something we share with almost all animals. I mean, just picture a cat or a dog after a long nap, doing that big, luxurious stretch. That's exactly it.
According to physical therapist Claudia Canales, here's what's happening. While we sleep, all our systems slow way down. Blood flows lower, our muscles are inactive. Pandiculation is your nervous system's way of basically shouting, "Okay, time to wake up." It sends a rush of blood and oxygen to your muscles, getting them prepped for active movement. And that word active is everything. Remember that one.
All right, this brings us to the absolute core of what we're talking about today. We tend to use the words flexibility and mobility like they're the same thing, but they are fundamentally totally different. And understanding this difference, it's the key to moving better and, honestly, to keeping yourself from getting hurt. Let's break this down. Flexibility is passive. Think of it as how far your muscles can be stretched, maybe with gravity helping you or another person pushing a little bit. Mobility, on the other hand, is completely active. It's your ability to take a joint through its entire range of motion, using nothing but your own strength and control. So to put it simply, flexibility is your potential range, but mobility is your usable, controlled range. Yoga with Joelle has this great analogy. They say flexibility is like a rubber band. It just shows how much a muscle can stretch and lengthen. But here's the thing, a rubber band can't move itself, right? That's where mobility comes into play. And this is why this whole thing matters so much. You can be incredibly flexible. I mean, able to drop into the splits, no problem. But if you don't have the muscle strength to control that range of motion, your joints are actually pretty unstable and vulnerable. Mobility is what protects you. It's the strength that supports your joints, and that's what's truly crucial for preventing injuries. Okay, so if flexibility is the potential, and mobility is the control, what's the ultimate goal? Well, it all comes together in what's known as functional movement. This is all about training your body for the real world. Functional movement isn't about looking a certain way or holding some impressive pose. It's about making everyday life easier, so you can lift a heavy box, reach up to a high shelf, or get up off the floor without even thinking about it.
And really, these are the building blocks of our daily lives, aren't they? You're pushing a grocery cart, pulling open a heavy door, squatting down to talk to a kid, lunging to tie your shoe. These are the fundamental patterns that a healthy, mobile body should be able to do easily, every single day. So let's move this from theory into practice. You don't need a fancy gym membership or tons of free time to start improving. You can start right where you are, right now, with just a few really simple moves. If you're someone who's at a desk all day, oh man, this one is absolutely essential. Just gently use your hand to guide your head to the side and feel that amazing release in your neck and shoulder. Hold it for maybe 20-30 seconds, remember to breathe, and then switch sides. It's so simple, so effective, and you can literally do it right now. Here is another fantastic one you can do from a chair or even just sitting on the floor. Cross one leg over the other and gently twist your torso. This gets right into the hips and your thoracic spine. That's that middle part of your back that gets so stiff from hunching over a keyboard all day. And of course, there's the classic cat-cow. This simple movement is absolutely amazing for your spine. You see, when you move between these two positions, it actually helps increase the circulation of your spinal fluid. Think of it like giving your spine an oil change. It just lubricates everything and helps relieve tension. It's like a massage for your back, but from the inside out. Okay, so we know what to do, but let's be honest with ourselves. The hardest part is actually doing it consistently, day in and day out. So how do we build a routine that actually sticks? The secret isn't some huge hour-long commitment. It's really about small, sustainable actions. Just start with 5 minutes.
That's it. And try attaching it to a habit you already have, like doing a few stretches while your morning coffee is brewing. Then just focus on the 1 or 2 spots that give you the most trouble. The goal here is progress, not perfection.
I saw this quote from a Reddit fitness community, and it just hits the nail on the head. We don't quit because it doesn't work. We quit because we treat it like another chore to schedule. So don't think of it as another workout. Just think of it as something you weave into your life, part of your warm-up, your cool-down, or even for a couple of minutes while you're waiting for a meeting to start. And you know what? The experts agree. The American College of Sports Medicine says doing a little bit a few times a week is great, but a little bit every day is even better. A few minutes done consistently is going to give you way more benefits than one long, intense session every couple of weeks. It's that small daily investment that really pays off.
So I'll leave you with this question. Don't worry about trying to build a whole new routine from scratch. Just think about one thing. What is one simple 5-minute movement that you can do today that will help your body feel just a little bit better tomorrow?